Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. It's episode 5 of Getting to Know You with a Twist, and we are joined by Heartbeat at the Movies. And for people that don't know this live stream, if it's your first time, basically we get awesome people from the YouTube community, and then we ask them like interview style questions and see what they also answer from those questions. And we also like to start off with asking them YouTube questions. So first, would you like to introduce yourselves, Heartbeat at Movies, and why did you come up with that name?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Mod.
I'm Mrs. Mod.
And we wanted something just catchy, something that people could catch their eyes on. If I'm being 100% honest, not a lot of thought went into it, to be honest. We wanted to kind of just jump right into it and, get to work. So, but yeah, it's just, we stuck with it and people tend to like it. So.
Yeah, it's a great name.
And what sort of content do you guys do on your channel?
We do movie reviews, sometimes shows, depending on what it is, like the bigger ones, like X-Men 97, getting ready for season 2 to wrap up here shortly. But movie reviews, we do it as a family. The biggest thing is that we also include our kids.
Yeah.
We include our kids as well. So the animated movies, they actually have a kids, side to it as well.
The mini mods.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess a big YouTube question is how do you decide to get along? Like when one of you has a something that you don't agree on, do you kind of put it aside, or how do you decide to put that in the videos? Because I've seen your YouTube videos, I think they're pretty good, but how do you like to put them in the video? Because sometimes I watch it and you don't seem to put in the videos.
Yeah, no, we might disagree a little bit, but we don't want it to have it be like a debate necessarily in our review. So we do try to find like some kind of common ground. For the most part, I think so.
Yeah, I would say it's just more even if we disagree on something, we still want to get both of our thought processes out. We want to make sure that we're still getting and knowing, even if we not necessarily saying it. Even only time I would say a couple videos where it's like we're both left and right field. Now I was like, now we got to acknowledge it. But usually we're on the the same path, or at least on the same lane. We might have different sides, but most of the time we're on the same path. Yeah.
But I think it's important to have like both perspectives. His perspective on movies is completely different from mine on what I look for. So we try to showcase that a little bit but also still like staying on track of what we're here to do and not going completely left field.
And how does the editing work with both of you? Does one of you do it for one video and then you take in turns, or is it just one of you does it for all the videos?
Yeah, I'm not an editor.
No, it's mainly me. I'm the technical expertise in the background. She's definitely throwing me like the memes or any good ideas and what have you. But when it comes to the technical piece, it's definitely me 100%. But I make sure to have her, if there's something she said or something that needs to be interpreted, make sure that she gives us the okay.
That's interesting.
Sure, who knows? I might dibble dabble a little bit. I've seen him do it, and it's way above my pay grade.
It's a very lengthy process. We've kind of moved away from doing the editing more to live streams for that reason. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
for sure.
It makes total sense.
Is there any YouTube videos that you like thought it was all perfect? You did the editing, you spoke well, and you were just happy with how it performed. It might have not got the views. You were just happy with the process of it. With it,
I would say probably. I would probably say my Marvel movies in general, and I say that the reasoning because those are probably the most passionate ones that I have. Just being a huge Marvel fan. but unfortunately they don't do well
Yeah.
on our
They
channel,
don't.
which understandably so. Looking at the algorithm, we do a lot of movies. Our range is very wide, where a lot of channels are dedicated to Marvel. So, of course, a lot of people are going to be more dictated to go to them instead. So, but those ones, I feel like my editing's on point. I'm putting in cues in that people aren't thinking about. Did you knows? I'm really big about that. And then, but they just, when I turn around, they don't do too well. Our shorts on Marvel do better, but not really our long term at this point. But those usually are the ones I'm like, man, I'm gonna put my all into this one, and then they don't do too well. But it's okay. It's learning.
So you must be looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day then.
Absolutely. Wednesday, 7 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
I'm counting down
Been there.
the clock for sure.
And I guess the opposite question is what's the video idea or things that you see that you just don't see why people like it? Is it like trailer reactions, or is it people playing video games? Like, what is it for you that you don't see that is popular that you kind of go, why do people like it?
I have one. Reactions in general, but they don't give you a reaction. They're like, oh man, that's cool. Well, go ahead and like and subscribe the video. I'm like,
but you want to go
where's your
more depth of why?
Yeah, like where's your true reaction towards it? I would say those. Like, there's a couple big creators who might give their insight, but they're tiptoeing around it. They're not really deep diving into it. So those are probably the ones. But I understand they've built up their audience to allow them to do stuff like that. So, but those are probably just my number ones.
That's very fair. Were there any other YouTube names you were thinking about, or it was just Heartbeats at the movies? Sorry.
Oh, like for our title?
Yeah, for our name.
I mean, I think Heartbeat, we knew we wanted that to be something. And so we played around with it. But I mean, he came up with the name and he's like, what do you think about this? And he had like the idea for like the logo. And I was like, kind of just saying it a few times. So I was like, I like it. I can get behind that. I think that's great. And so that's kind of how it stuck.
Yeah, I don't think we really didn't have any other ideas.
Yeah, I just knew Heartbeat was like something that you really wanted.
I did search the mods because again, our last name is Modlin, so we just dropped the L, L-I-N and the mods. But on a lot of social medias, that's already picked up. It's pretty common. It's not very long or unique, but it's to us. So if that ever popped up, maybe. But I think Heartbeat at the movies is right up our alley.
Yeah.
Should we get into the first of our questions?
Indeed.
So I'll put it up on the screen for those watching at home. But do you want to read it out, Jacob?
Question number 1. What's the first movie you remember seeing at the cinemas?
Sheesh. I want to say, was it? Is it Mighty Joe Young? Is that with the big gorilla? Is that the name of the movie?
Was that in theaters? I know the movie you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Because that's not like the scary one, right?
Mm-mm.
I think that was like the first that I can remember seeing at the movies.
I have two, and for two different reasons. One, my first one is Space Jam. I remember my mom taking me to that, and Michael Jordan, big Michael Jordan fan in the household, and just had the Looney Tunes in it. It was, I think, obviously, in having the animation with the live action really keen and took eye to me. And the other one was one I shouldn't have been at, but I remember because we probably watched it every day afterwards. It was a comedy called Friday, and my mother took us there, and then again, didn't know what was going on, but as I grew, I learned more about it. But I remember the phenomenon it was even when it was in the movies.
Oh yeah.
So what's the concept of Friday? I haven't seen it.
Friday is what we call a hood black classic.
Yeah.
It is it's done by Ice Cube, the rapper from MWA, even Straight Outta Compton. I think it was the second movie he ever wrote. It's with him and Chris Tucker before Chris Tucker did the Rush Hour movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally just them sitting on a corner in South Central LA, and it's a regular Friday and what happens on a Friday. So again, it's a classic. I probably can know the whole movie word for word, but I remember literally leaving the theater and a lot of adults laugh. I wasn't laughing because I had no idea what was going on, but a lot of the adults was laughing for sure.
Yeah, the other day, Jacob, when we did the drafting game, you got the Friday trilogy as one of your choices, and you're like, I don't know what this is, so you end up throwing the movie away.
Understand? No, it's a I would say lower budget for sure, but I mean it's a cult classic for sure.
It's really funny.
And for Space Jam, have you seen the second Space Jam?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
I
big
haven't seen
fan.
the second one.
Okay. Yeah, it's not anything I would go and root for, even for like the kiddos, because it's so like marketing jam packed in your face. Like it's like really bad, and where the whole story is kind of just taken left field from it. So yeah, it just doesn't have that magic like it did.
I don't. When I think of Space Jam, I think of like the first, and I'm big on not every movie needs another one. So yeah.
I wish they would have gave Tony Hawk his though. Tony Hawk was supposed to do one after Michael Jordan, and I wish they would have given him his, but it fell through. Yeah.
Was that with the Looney Tunes as well?
Yep, it would have been called Skate Jam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Skate Jam. It would have been with the Looney Tunes and kind of the same premise, I believe, and but obviously just do skating instead.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2. There we go.
What was the first movie you fell in love watching?
Or I guess a movie that like kind of created your love for cinema.
Okay. So we won't go childhood, but I did.
I have a scapegoat one, but I'll let you go.
Yeah, because I have movies for like childhood that I fell in love with, but if we're talking about,
They can be either.
Well, childhood, Thumbelina and Once Upon a Forest. Those are like my, love those movies. But then as I got older, The Notebook and Love and Basketball are those movies.
I think I was gonna choose one, but I'm gonna switch it. Just because I coach high school football too, American football, by the way. I guess to kind of put that out there. And Remember the Titans is a movie.
Great movie.
First time I've watched, I fell in love with, because I already liked football, but then I started loving it even more. Denzel Washington, I knew who he was, of course, but that automatically, he was my number one greatest of all time. And I just could watch that. I could literally watch that probably over and over. I watched that probably last week, and it's like the first time I ever watched it. I don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoy it.
It's always an interesting question. Sometimes we get people that say they pick something. It's like, like a classic. Like they pick Titanic or something, like an Avatar, or like a movie that's really like, or they pick something they're like, I watched this as a kid every day for like 10 years upon years straight. And it's interesting because there's no right or wrong answer, but with movies, it's like what sparked your love for it. And sometimes it can be the silliest of movie, like no one liked this, but geez, I love watching it.
Absolutely.
Or it's even like I remember getting this video as a hand-me-down and I just watched it heaps, or like sometimes it's just a story behind why you loved it, or my grandmother showed it to me and like whatever. But it's such an interesting thought-evoking question, I think.
Absolutely. And I think kind of why we even got into movies, I think it could spring you into other things as well, creativity wise. Where else can you sit down for 2 hours and get transported into this world for, that time being? I don't think there is no other media like that. So I totally agree.
Okay. Question number 3.
If you could only watch movies for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One movie.
Yeah.
That I could over and over. Do you have one?
Kinda. And probably a bailout. I'm gonna probably say probably a coin flip before like Infinity War and Endgame. I think I could go with, just because it gives me enough of each of them, at least as of now, I should say at this point. It's long enough. It gives me different aspects of every character. I think I'll probably go with there. I know I could probably think of something else, but one movie, I'll probably go Endgame. I'll probably have to watch that over and over.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Mine's all like I'm a romance girly, so it's always going to be something. Honestly, I mean, I love and basketball. That's like
Yeah.
I could watch it all day, every day. That's literally my favorite movie.
So with Avengers, Endgame, and Love and Basketball, they sound like they're very two different pieces to the pie.
Absolutely.
I do love Avengers, though. Don't get me wrong. I do love the Avengers, but we're talking about every day.
Right.
I can't do it every day.
That's funny.
My mind always goes with this question. I always think comedies because I feel like a
Yeah.
movie that has a twist in it. Once you've seen it, I find it hard to rewatch. But a comedy is just funny, and you like even if you know the joke's coming, you still laugh. So I always lean towards a comedy as something that's rewatchable.
I was trying to think of a comedy, but I literally was like, Ace Ventura. I could watch like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. That's one.
That's funny.
I just thought about that. Love those movies. So I would say that one too.
Question number 4.
What's a movie you like, but you're embarrassed to admit it to others?
Spelled that wrong.
A movie I've watched that embarrassed. I don't know if I would say I'm embarrassed.
What?
I think it's called. Is it the Sausage Party? I think that.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
No. Oh, I read
The one
the
that
question.
you like,
that
but
I
you're
like.
embarrassing to admit.
Oh no, scratch that.
I was
don't
about to
know.
say that was a
No,
wild
I didn't. I
answer.
didn't see the part that you like.
I'm
I
gonna
think.
stay Marvel, of course, just to kind of make it easy. I like the Internals.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it gets a lot of hate, more hate than it should. Granted, I understand why it does get very colluded, but there's a lot of great aspects in it, and I wish Marvel would just pull a little bit of it. It would have been great if they would have done this as a series. They could have opened this up through Disney Plus. Each
That's a
character
great
at their
point.
own time, and then at the end you have your combination battle like you want anyways. Now, you don't have as much for marketing and budget, but at the same time, I think you would have got across better to the audience. But I still watch that to this day, because hoping they bring back, because they have to bring the Celestials back again at some point, or bring them up, and I don't see how you do that without the Eternals. So that's mine for sure.
Yeah.
You can't think of one?
No, I mean, there's nothing I'm embarrassed to admit. I mean, I'm
That's
open
very true.
about whatever.
Or we could rephrase. What's a movie that you like that others seem to not like?
I don't know if it's a movie, more like TV series. I feel like there's TV shows I like that others may not. If I can throw a TV show out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty Little Liars. A lot of people don't like that one. At least kind of like in my circle, they kind of like don't like Pretty Little Liars. Or One Tree Hill was a show that I like a lot, but others are like, "You watch that?" I'm like, "Yes."
Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah, multiple times.
For sure.
For me, it's like some of those Adam Sandler films that people really don't like. Like that's My Boy, for instance. Like I really like that, and most people don't. And it's I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I'm actually proud that I like it, but it's one of those ones. No one else seems to agree with me that it's a good movie.
That's funny. It's I watched it about a year ago, and it was a lot more funnier than I first remembered watching it, for sure. So no, I hear you on that.
Okay, question number 5.
Yeah, I thought Eternals was actually a I don't think that's embarrassing to admit, because Eternals is actually, I think it's good. It's just very different and unique, and I think that's why people didn't like it. But unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to see the characters again anytime soon. So
I know. So we'll have to wait and see.
A flip to that question: what is a movie that everyone else seems to like that you don't?
I got kind of a whole franchise.
Yeah. Well, name some, because there's movies that he likes, and I'm like, no. So.
Well, it's supposed to be movies that you like that other people don't. or that
Like
people-
one that comes to mind, I think for Jacob and I, we both don't like Avatar,
Avatar.
and we don't understand why people love Avatar.
I'm trying to think. Well, you name yours.
So I don't like Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
See,
okay.
see, I tried to get into them, and I can't for whatever reason. Maybe I was young because I was younger. I was about 5-6 years ago. It was a little different time for sure, and I wasn't in the movie space, so I'm definitely more open to watching different things, especially being in the review space. But I couldn't get into it, and then people ask me, but like, why not? And I'm just like, I watch it and nothing, it just doesn't gravitate towards me. So I know that's usually my go-to.
I have two. One is, what is it? Home Alone 3?
No, people didn't like that.
Yeah, that's what Macaulay Culkin was only 1 and 2. That was like
People
the
didn't
one
like
where
that.
the kid you're trying to
I
get
like.
the remote control car, and yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like it.
that's a bad movie.
But
Yeah.
I didn't like the Harry Potter movie. I only watched one for the
Oh.
Harry Potter. I know, only
I like
one.
the Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, I only watched, and I'm pretty sure I watched it in the movie theaters. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is kind of like, kind of cool. But then it never went anywhere else, and I never had any interest to want to continue with it.
I get that. Same with like Lord of the Rings. Things that are like mythical are just not for everyone. Like you could be really into sci-fi and superheroes, but then have zero interest in goblins and ghouls and all those kinds of like things. And I'm a bit the same. Like I don't dislike the Lord of the Rings, but I don't think it's as good as everyone makes it out. I'm just like, yeah, it's not for me.
Right. Agreed. That's what I say too. I'm like, I love people when they get into the craze of it. Like, just not my alley.
I've
Not
watched
mine.
the Lord of the Rings too.
I
think, I don't know how many there are.
I tried.
Is there like 3?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched all 3.
And then the
and they go way over my head.
Was it the troll scene for you with Harry Potter that you didn't like because it's pretty badly CGI'd?
I think it just, maybe at the time of me watching it, it just wasn't something I cared about. I was like, oh, he has magic, and they're like,
and the crazy thing is, you're a reader.
yeah, but see, right. Maybe if I watch it now, I might like, but then at that time when I watched it, I was like, this isn't for me.
You might get into the shows then when they come out.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely take a look and jump into them when the shows come out for sure.
Oh,
When they recast all of
Oh.
them. So
yeah.
Okay, question number 5.
yes.
What is your ideal actor team up?
This is like, you can use it how you like. You might think like if you're going to make a movie tomorrow and you say, I like action movies, so who would I put in it? Or it's going to be a rom-com. Maybe think of your favorite genre of movie and then who you would cast in it. So, Mrs. Mod might go, you might go a rom-com or like a romantic movie because you said that's your thing. So think of your type of movie and then who you would cast in it as the leads. As many people as you want, really. Doesn't matter.
Ryan Gosling, he for sure.
Me? No, I have 2 others. I have 2. If you're gonna give me 2, I'm gonna go like to the top. Like, I'm not gonna like. So I'm gonna go more like actiony adventure type, but it's gonna kind of like a buddy cop, but doesn't necessarily have to be against good versus bad. But I'm gonna go Denzel and Leo DiCaprio
Oh, wow.
with each other.
Oh,
So I think you could get a lot of good banter going back and forth with each other. I think Leo is tremendous. One Battle After Another was one of my huge favorites last year. Like I really loved that movie. And obviously Denzel's Denzel. You don't really got to go too much in depth with him. But I think just having them two will play very well off each other. I feel like they might even fight a little bit too much on screen. I mean, I think just their characters are so big in nature. But I think if you have something with both of them on both sides and then they meet in the middle, I think you have a little bit of gold there.
That'd be interesting to see.
That would be a good movie.
tough question.
It is.
It's a tough question. That's a good one. I can't think of right now. I can't think of any like female actors or actresses, but obviously it would be like a rom com, and I know Ryan Gosling would be. I find him to be perfect. But
You don't know who you would want as your actress.
yeah, as I don't know who I would want teamed up. Like who would fit, like with what I'm envisioning, because like I don't know. I just know he would be in it.
There you go. I like Ryan Gosling though.
Yeah. Or Chris
Ryan
Hemsworth.
Gosling and soon find another actress later.
Yeah, right.
I guess he'll just be the main character. The other person's just going to be the sidekick.
Yeah,
Who's in it.
Right.
So, in your Leonardo and Denzel Washington police movie, which city would it be set in, and would you have like Leonardo be the good cop and Denzel be the bad cop when they interrogate people? Like, what would the premise be?
Man, I would play with it a little bit. I think New York is. I think that's. I think too on the head. I'll probably go LA. I think LA is a little bit more grittier. I think a little bit more down the earth, just a tad bit at least in that sense. I probably have Denzel be the more, because he's getting a little bit older, right? Him be like a more older chief type, and Leo coming up maybe from a different department or a different city situation, and he's trying to get used to the environment, and Denzel's making him go through the ringer or what have you. And then obviously at the end, he sees that Denzel's actually trying to really get him ready more than anything else. Obviously those are just the cliff notes, but Denzel leading it, Leo bringing it up, but then Leo taking it over, about midway through the movie.
And who would you cast as like the drug lord or the villain in this movie?
I have a couple. So it's either I would love to see Michael B. Jordan in a true villain role.
I was thinking that for this movie as well.
Yes, I think he would be good. I think especially with him and Denzel about to be in Black Panther 3, they already have that common knowledge with each other. They come into this, and we could, because I think he could do it, but he hasn't done it yet. But he could be a true villain, not like an anti-villain or anything like that, or anti-hero or anything like that.
Sounds good.
And 100 million right there.
6 with bonus points. 7, sorry.
If your life was a movie, what would the genre be? Optional, what would the movie title be?
Oof. The genre.
I feel like mine would be like a comedy.
A comedy?
Like a chaotic comedy.
I feel like mine's more like I wouldn't say thriller, but suspense for sure. Just because I think a lot of things that's happened, it's like, where did that come from? Like, how did we get here? Because I asked myself that.
Yeah.
Like, how did I get here? And if I played it in a movie, you got to glamorify it and, Hollywood it up a little bit. But I think definitely a more suspense, just because dealing with kids, high school kids, the type of stories that I be hearing, this has to be in a movie but I think I don't know what my name of the movie would be though. I think it would just be I'm big about simplistic, so I would just put Mod.
Or like,
and then they'd be like, what the hell is this about? Yeah. Yeah, they're like, well, what the hell is this about? Now you're forced to go look at the trailer because it just has literally a name on it. But I don't know. I think that's probably, but yeah, that's probably what
yours would definitely on the suspense side.
Like Mod, and then at the end, right underneath, the life of that something like that.
Yeah.
I guess an interesting thought was, let's say moving forward, you were to make a movie and you could plan, like, let's say the rest of your life was a movie. Building on for that, what would happen? Like, would you, if you, like, let's say your current life, you discover something with the kids you coach, or would it be a Remember the Titans type thing? Would you turn a kid's life around, or you discover like some kind of problem, you go on like a cop chase and you like save the day? Like, what would it be moving forward?
It's crazy because a lot of our kids are unfortunately less fortunate in our area. We actually, again, being kind of on the negative side, we did have a situation in our school last year where it was some violence, a lot of police force. So I think, again, having them come out on the other side of that, seeing the negative, seeing all that, and then build up to seeing the positive. So I think for me, moving forward, winning a state championship in our city, I think would be glorious, because our city is very community based. Like, we do a lot of stuff within our own city, and to bring a championship home like that is a glorious story in it. So, I mean, it would probably be talked about a lot over here in this area. But I think taking kids that are less fortunate and showing them success before they get adults, I think that's right there is glory in itself. Now, how it plays out, you just got to take every kid, every situation, and kind of, unfortunately, put an eye to it. But I think that's the better movies. It's the ones that show the realness and not just, the small pieces. Yeah. Show it all. Show the Warfare that came out. I think that was last year. Like it shows the realness of it. You know what I mean? Not just the glory of it. For sure. So I think that would be my route.
And I guess the big question is, who would you get to play you in this legendary movie?
You could get who are you gonna say?
You already know I'm a cop out again. He just got announced yesterday.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the other one.
No, I'm gonna say David Johnson for sure. David Johnson. He's a year younger than me. And he's tremendous. I feel like his range is glorious. Seeing him in Alien Romulus kind of stamped it, but then seeing him in The Long Walk,
I know,
it took it over the feet for me. So I would say David Johnson. I would feel comfortable in sitting back and knowing that that's going to be done very well.
Yeah, he was great in The Long Walk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and then now being announced, for Black Panther. I know he's excited, and I know Ryan Coogler and them are going to do a really good job. So I'm pulling for him. I'm pushing myself up. I'm not a big comment person on the internet, even though I'm in the internet space. But when that was announced, I made sure to go to post and feeds and threads because he deserves it. He's a guy that's been putting a lot of work in.
Is he playing T'Challa's son in Black Panther 2 or someone else?
I believe so. I think they're going to. Yeah, they're gonna have his son. They're gonna hit a reset button some type of way here, maybe in Secret Wars, I believe. And they're gonna fast track him, and he's gonna be his son. Excuse me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm excited for sure.
And Mrs. Bod, I think we skip over your answer.
This was so good. I mean, man, how can I top that? No, mine. I don't even know what my life would be or who I would. Well, I feel like it would be a chaotic, a
true rom-com. I think even serious moments start happening, you still look for the joke.
Yeah.
You still look for the joke, and it's just trying
to put a light in everything.
Exactly.
Or the positivity in everything. And so I feel like mine would just be super uplifting and, making it. I feel like yours would get somebody to cry,
Oh, yeah.
But just, for what you were saying, and mine would just be wow, she's ridiculous. But, but we relate.
I think in future, I might reword this question to be if you were to wake up tomorrow and your life was a movie, what would it be? And someone might be I want to stumble across this and then I become it's a mystery, or I wake up and I'm in a horror, or I find that I'm in some comedy, or
the Truman Show.
Yeah, kind of the idea of if you were to wake up in a movie, what would you want the movie to be based upon what goes in your in your real life?
Yeah, definitely would wake up and be in a rom, some type of comedy, romance type. No, nothing scary.
Right.
I mean, I could even do a romantasy, dragons and stuff like that. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, because someone might say, I want to wake up tomorrow and I'm on my daily commute to work on the train, there's a heist, and I've got to be the person that saves the day and
Right. I'm it's not my monkey, not my circus.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
That's funny.
That is funny though.
And who would you get to play yourself?
I feel like Keke Palmer would be great.
That's funny.
I feel like she'd be great.
I like Keke.
Yeah, I think she'd be great.
Yeah, good choice. Okay. We actually skipped a question. So we're going from question 7 to question 6.
Oh, yes. Would you rather live in a world of superheroes and villains, or a universe of monsters, e.g. King Kong and Godzilla?
So in this world, you're a civilian.
Superheroes. Yeah.
You'd rather live with superheroes?
Absolutely.
King
Kong, Godzilla.
But if King Kong and then I guess they could kind of mutate it and kind of move. But yeah, I think I would say I would rather live with superheroes and villains. I don't think they're going to be looking for me anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anything like a villain, I guess, would want per se.
But be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right, that type of thing. But you just never know, right? You just never know who's hiding something or what. So that one's a tough one. But I would definitely say superheroes and villains because you could kind of be more aware of your surroundings, especially with the universe of monsters, especially because they usually know where they're at, right? They know the kaiju measurements and all that jazz. So we'll at least have some type of warning where superheroes and villains. I gotta stay out the way though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but I mean that'd be cool. Like the Marvel superheroes, if they were like real, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. Earth's always under attack, and at any moment there's a snap, and there's half the people gone. And
Well,
I just
like
King
Kong and Godzilla, just stay away from major cities on the water, and you're pretty sweet.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Live inland.
Okay, question 8. We already asked that actually. It was about the YouTube question top genres that you don't really like. At question 9. It's again a bit of a YouTube question. There, Jacob.
What do you enjoy most about making content?
That's a good question. Mine is more of the end result of the or just being able to get my opinion out of perspective from my point of view, and then I think I would say like that's probably what I enjoy most about making the content is just voicing my perspective of a movie.
Yeah, and I was always the guy or the kid that came out of movies and wanted to always have a discussion with people about it and just never had that.
Right.
Yeah, I just never had that. But what I've learned very quickly, especially in the space, is the people I meet, the people that I've ran into. One of the biggest YouTube reviewers goes to our screenings up here in Seattle, Washington, and I finally got to meet him. Terrified, by the way.
Yeah.
And again, I would have never had that opportunity if I wasn't, making content. So as much as I love the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. uploads, getting videos out, it's generally the people that I've met on the journey are definitely valued.
For sure.
And when you got to meet him, was it nerve-wracking, or once the conversation started, it was like finally the nerves went away?
No,
he almost didn't do it.
I don't remember what I said. If he asked me a question, I don't remember my answer. So it was after the Sinners movie. So after the Sinners screening. So I'm already kind of on a high because I liked the movie a lot because it was a good movie, obviously. And then we were leaving, and it just happened to be where we were shoulder to shoulder. And but yeah, he opened up the conversation. He was super cool about it. We took a photo and everything. We chit-chatted, and then we kind of went on our way. But again, it's always nice to meet the person in front of the camera and just to get just a genuine conversation. And he seems like a guy like very approachable and definitely a good dude.
For sure.
And I guess you both said you both like when the journey's finished. Do you ever watch back your videos and go, that effort was like validated and worth it?
So
yeah.
I watched our first video probably a year ago, and I turned it off, and I never went back because I said I will just keep looking forward.
Oh yeah, when we first started,
I don't want to look at those. But to your point, though, no, the growth is there, and I always want to make sure I go back at least the last year to see how I did and see maybe my development through videos and what have you. And so I never want to be in the same spot last year, even comes like numbers wise, because again, it is taking time away from our family as well. So I always want to make sure I'm on the up and up. But at the same time, if I'm not feeling my content is better, then nothing else is going to matter at the end of the day. So I always want to make sure that the effort I'm putting in, I feel like I'm getting out as well.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. What was your favorite when the when the content was finished, what was your like? That was a really well made product.
I would probably say, probably early on wise, I would probably say we did One Love. It was a Bob Marley biopic movie with Ben Kingsley as a star. And the reason why, it was like our fourth or fifth video, but I felt, because it was a movie that I would have never saw if I wasn't doing content. And I was like, man, do I really want to see this movie? And that solidified, like, hey, maybe it's time to kind of start jumping outside of your comfort zone. Because I'm not a big like biopic person. But I like Bob Marley. Like, he's cool, obviously. I love his music. But biopics to me, especially at that time, just wasn't on the top of my list. But that they're getting the product out, seeing the shorts do really well. I was like, this does a lot for me and my own personal growth rather than just my content. Now I could enjoy movies on a different level rather than just surface level at that point. You know what I mean? So I would say that was the video. And like I said, it was our fifth or sixth video, but that was the one I was like, okay, now I want to get the ball rolling for sure.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. You can you look at movies with a more critical eye.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to appreciate things you didn't before, but then you start to criticize things that you just enjoyed. Like there's some movies out there that you go, oh, I didn't like this and that about it. But at the end of the day, are you just overthinking it? And did you enjoy it or not? Like you start to, do you overcomplicate it or because of it? Because we have this conversation back and forward sometimes where I sometimes will look at a movie and go, it didn't tick a lot of boxes. There's things I didn't like about it. But was it fun? Would I watch it again? Or a comedy, for instance. Did I laugh? Tick. Okay. Well, did it achieve what it was trying to achieve? Did this scary movie make sense? No. Were you scared? Yes. It ticked the box. It did what it was meant to do. But sometimes when you start making content, do you start to lose track of what's fun and just start looking too in depth? But at the same time, you start to look at things and appreciate it more. It's a fine.
It
kind of go back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, because even talking with friends, it's like, okay, am I getting too in depth? Even like speaking with someone that maybe doesn't go to, because we go twice, sometimes three times a week, depending on the releases. And sometimes we get early screenings, and it's like, okay, just give them the meat and potatoes. Let the review, let the review do the review
for itself.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree on that. 100%.
Yeah. Okay, question number 10.
Who do you believe is the most influential director-actor franchise in your taste in movies?
So it could be one of either. We put director, actor, or franchise because some people, like for instance, I struggle to name directors, but some people directors are the be all end all. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have one or any of them? I kind of have one.
Influential.
In your taste.
Yeah.
I would say for me, the franchise wise, I'm gonna say the Fast and the Furious franchise. The reason being,
yes,
because where we start with and how we're ending, it's like it's a phenomenal like how we got here at this point, right? When the first movie came out, 2001? Yeah, because I think the 25th anniversary is this year, and so the first movie came out. Like street racing was like a low level thing, but I remember that took over like our nation. Like it was crazy. Everybody wanted to start getting tuners, start getting muscle cars, and I wasn't driving yet at the time. So that maybe was another caveat to it, is because I was already trying to get in my mindset of I want to drive. But as we grew and got older, I started getting to enjoy the actors more. Obviously, Paul Walker being, one of the highlight spots of it as well. And then seeing them as they add on. I make this joke all the time, like, people run with their franchises, and I understand where we are now with the franchise. I got to see it in though. How are we going to wrap this thing up at this point? And that's kind of where I'm at. And for me, that's where it is with movies. We could start with a street level grounded racing, and now we could literally end up in space, and I could enjoy the whole process of getting there. So I think that's what is the most influential on my part.
For sure. I think I have to agree with that one, especially for a franchise, because I do love the Fast and the Furious movies, and kind of like what you stated, from where it started to where it's at now. Like, yeah, I'm highly invested.
So
Yeah, I
like,
think that's a new appreciation for it. Jacob and I aren't the biggest fans of Fast and the Furious. We just think it got a bit silly. And admittedly, there's a lot I haven't seen. I kind of tuned out after maybe 3 or 4. But the appreciation of that as a bigger picture, if you want to try and get really spiritual about it, that this idea of you can achieve anything from something so small turning into going to space is. I've not thought of it in that way, that you can find a way to, well, one, as you said, it's influenced a culture,
right?
Like it's created a culture, like people like a street racing, whatever. But it's the fact that it's gone from street racing to space. Like you can almost put a metaphor there that dream big. You don't know where something can go, because I highly doubt that they had that idea with the Fred. From the first movie, that's where they would get to.
Right. And so, and seeing where they're going at this point, and then adding big names still, like the Jason Statham's, and adding The Rock. When they added Momoa, right. So it's almost getting to a point, it's where, like, do you want to just be in the Fast and Furious franchise at this point? So, but that, I would say for me, I always go to lean towards that, because that could give me where I started to where we are now. And again, no genre to me is going to be out my wheelhouse at this point.
I guess it also shows as well that I guess I'm probably more critical because I don't really like them too much, but they're probably in general not the greatest of movies, but they continue to make money and people flock to it. And it goes to show that sometimes it's the sum of it's more than its individual parts. That this idea that even something that isn't that good, people can oversee and go, but take my money. I want to go see this thing. And like, you want to see the next one. It can, like, it just kind of proves that you can drag something out and see how far it can go. Like, how many movies could they make before people go, you're not fooling me again, I'm not coming back.
Right. And they try to, the one thing I do like about their characters is that they try as much as they can. I know it gets ridiculous, especially with, like, now they're all like top tier fighters and all this jazz. But and then when Paul Walker passed away, how they had to reconnect the characters again without him. Again, that there is a poetry in motion going there, because you do have this franchise still going, and again, I just got to see how it ends at this point. So that's why I believe it's the most influential for me.
So far,
I guess big question: which one's your favorite one out of all of them?
We literally talk about this all the time,
just to make sure.
I always forget.
Is it 5?
I think it's I always ask them 5. That's when they're in.
That's when they're in Rio in Brazil. It's when the whole big. If you ever see them in Dodge Chargers and they have the bank vault driving up the freeway, that was probably the last movie they kept it as realistic as possible. Because then after then, it kind of just took off, and now we're in the basically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Fast and Furious at this point. So.
Question 11, it kind of it may be the same answer as what you've just given us, but
what is your favorite movie franchise and why?
What's a movie friend? One of them, I do like the Divergent.
Have you read the books?
No, but it is something that I do want to do. I watched it. I wasn't a reader back then when I watched the movies, but I have been told the movies are way better. But I love that series, that franchise. It's a good one for me.
So I'm gonna switch it a little bit. I think it gave us the best trilogy animated franchise of all time, Toy Story. I think Toy Story did really well. And I know 4 kind of gives a gripe to people a little bit, but I think 5, if the people who haven't seen it yet, I think that it puts us back in the glory land again. Just sitting down and talking with the minis about it, and now obviously being an adult seeing these movies, they did a phenomenal job. And you can see Pixar giving the love into Toy Story. So like I said, that's one of the best actually trilogies of all time. I think honestly how we got from 1 to 3. And 3 was one of my first ever. I went to the movies alone for like a midnight screening. Like they came out like the midnight beforehand. And it was a lot of us and a lot of like high schoolers of us. And we were in there in tears at that scene when they were going into a little fire pit. So, yeah, I definitely love the Toy Story franchise.
Yeah, I don't understand why people dislike the fourth one. I don't think it's bad at all. I think
Right.
they're all a little bit different, but
Yeah.
I think five's my favorite. I really do think that the fifth is my favorite of all.
5 kills it. 5 did really surprise me. It
I
really
got
did.
emotional. On
Yeah. So
What's your thoughts? Do you think they should stop at 5, or do you think they should keep the ball rolling, or money talk? So would you like them to make a 6th one, or they sometimes you need to stop when you're on a high? What do you think?
That's kind of I think that they should stop. Personally,
Mm.
I feel like where else can you go? Because you kind of went from like, oh, toys being everything, then technology came in the picture, and then it's like, but then you got the reintroduction back into loving toys, like a little bit of both. I think that is a wrap up for me.
I think they should have wrapped it. If they were, they should have done it at 3 with Andy. Andy walking away, I think
Oh,
was the
yeah.
grand perfect.
Crescendo.
My goodness. But now they have Bonnie. Bonnie's kind of still in her mid. She's still learning at this point.
Yeah.
She just got a new friend or what have you. I think if they are gonna wrap it up, give them one more, and then Jessie, kind of like I said, Jessie, this was her first time getting the full go. They're trying to weave Woody and Buzz out of the story. You can see they're getting less and less screen time as we go.
Yeah.
So I think they need their farewell goodbyes too. Buzz hasn't really gotten one. Buzz was still out here doing his thing. But I think especially with Tom Hanks and Woody Allen getting older as well, I think they should probably have a proper wrap up as well at this point.
I reckon you guys might think the same, being parents, that they can realistically could keep going because kids just love them.
Right.
You know,
Right.
especially new kids. Like I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they will watch anything Toy Story. They don't care about the order. They just think it's the coolest thing ever. And there's every day there's more kids born that discover Toy Story for the first time ever. And
Absolutely.
like it's proven the test of time that a movie that like the first one looks graphics wise looks terrible. They
Right.
don't care. They don't care. They think it's cool. The concept of your toys coming to life, I don't think there's anything cooler than that for kids. Like they can physically hold the character in their hand and play with it and pretend there's not too many other shows that can come to life in that sense that you're watching it but then can be part of it in your own world. But yeah, I feel like it could go forever and they might drag it out. I know Jacob mentioned about making money, but I don't think it's that. It's like enjoyment for kids. Like I think they just could continue to make them, and I think they need a spin-off. I really think they need to make
Disney
they
Plus
need to
show.
make a Woody's Roundup Crew show. Like
Yeah.
how in the show he and Jesse are from a show. They need to bring out episodes of that show.
That would be
Yeah,
dope. I would like that. I would like
Because
that.
like we got the Lightyear movie, so we got to
100%
understand
too.
where Buzz came
Yeah.
from. But Woody already has a show, but we don't see any episodes of it. I think it'd be cool to bring out a mini series where we see these episodes of him and the Prospector and Bullseye and Jesse like round. We're like, I think it'd be really cool and people would like it, but I don't know why they won't do it.
Yeah, no, so I think because they just want to flood all that money into the motion. Because I know they have a couple short ones out. Like, actually, the baby was watching that Terror. There's like a Toy Story Terror one. It was a Halloween special. But no, I agree. I think they have definitely a lot of avenues if they want to continue the franchise.
Question number 12. Just copy and paste it.
What draws you into a movie or TV show?
Yeah, like what's the most appealing thing if you're
Is it story, characters?
the actors in it?
Right off bat, it's usually who's in the movie. Is what draws me in. If that's even like, do I want to see it? More so who's playing it, and then I look to see what the movie's about. Because a movie can sound horrible, but if the actors or actresses in it are a favorite of mine, then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see it.
For sure. I'm the same. I think who's in it. I've been getting bigger on directors too, though. At least like if it's something that I don't know, or maybe a franchise I don't know, I would definitely go ahead and jump into it just based off of them, or I would at least give them the kudos for it, I should say. But yeah, I would probably say the people more than anything else. Again, being in the content space, I definitely go through and watch a little bit more trailers more than I would, just for stuff I don't want to miss out on. But another thing I've been taking a look at is studios too. Studios, if a certain studio is doing something, I'm like,
Yeah.
even if it sounds good, I might put a pause on it a little bit. But other than that, that's probably it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you think trailers are misleading. Like sometimes a movie can have a horrible trailer and be a great movie, or vice versa. But you see an actor, sometimes you go, if that's my favorite actor or actress, I have faith that they're doing this project, so
Right.
it must be good. Because why would they do it?
Yeah.
I've been fooled before, but you kind of have a bit of faith. I guess the director, you then have an idea of this is the style it's going to be in, because they generally have their own style. But then, yeah, you mentioned about studios. Yeah, you can know, I like this studio. They have a good track record, so I expect them to repeat the process. Like, for instance, A24 lately to me has been killing it. So if I see something that's A24, I have some faith that it's going to be good. Or if not, it's usually unique. They tend to do something unique, which is like a big win for me.
Yeah, I've been getting into Neon a little bit more lately. I feel like they've been dropping in a little bit more weird stuff usually, but and I know like sometimes they're a little bit more on the indie side as well, but I definitely been leaning towards them rather than like the bigger studios.
So what actors and directors do you look for in TV shows or movies that you go, they're in it, we trust this product's going to be good?
I mean, honestly, like a list. I mean, a Keke Palmer movie, Emily Blunt, Chris Hemsworth, Idris Elba, Zendaya. She kind of hit or miss depending on the movie, but I'll watch it anyway because she's in it. I don't know much of directors. That's more he's more on the directors. I'm more of just who's in it.
Yeah, I would say director-wise, like when Steven Spielberg said he was coming back, he obviously just did Disclosure Day. My ears perked up a little bit. I was like, okay, let me, for the culture, like you kind of got to go see it at that point. So, but obviously Ryan Coogler has been kind of my guy lately. Feel like he hasn't missed, at least in my eyes. I've really been enjoying his things. And I'm trying to think. I believe it was Zach Cranston. He did a Companion and Barbarian. He's been one I've been following like heavy on social media, just seeing like because he likes to put out his process and what have you. And so those are probably the three I've been watching. Obviously anything Denzel, I'm on it. You don't even got to tell me the storyline. I'm probably going to be there. So for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone's got that one actor or actress that even if the movie sounded like the worst thing ever, you're like, if they're in it, I have faith. Like,
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I think if I see Matt Damon in a movie, I have a feeling that it's going to be good, even if it sounds bad. You're like, no.
Right.
True. So no, I agree, and I haven't been let down yet. So, but even if I don't, like, I go for more the experience of it,
Right.
And like you said, they're obviously doing it for a reason. And so I'm trying to meet that reason as well.
Sure.
And what was your thoughts about Disclosure Day?
Oh,
I'm like 50-50. I liked it, kinda, but the ending was what threw the whole movie for me. I was like,
I feel like we were getting like keys dangled in front of us and they weren't giving it to us. But then when we were actually supposed to get the Disclosure Day, we never really got it, I guess, in a sense. But I like how the movie looked. I liked the main actor, not Emily Blunt, the other dude. And his girlfriend, girl that he was with as well. Like I said, Steven Spielberg has this way of making you think about a character and then like a super side character, but then they're almost like the pillar of it. And that's something that I like as well. So not gonna be on the top 10 at the end of the year for sure. But it won't be at the bottom though. Definitely won't be at the bottom of the list.
I love it.
It was a strange movie for me. I throughout it, I enjoyed it, and I was like really enthralled by the whole thing. But I don't know if I'd watch it again or recommend it though. I was like, I enjoyed this, but I felt like it could have been better. I don't know how, but I just thought I was like, yeah, I felt like this could have been better. I don't know why, but this.
It felt like Emily Blunt's character was being written as he went. Like every time, it's like, oh, she needs to do this.
Oh,
But wait, she did actually do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like, all right, well.
Kind of like a little all over the place.
So,
I mean, it was
but
funny
she's
and
good
all
though.
that. Mhm.
She's good. So she was, she's gonna kill it either way.
Question number 13.
Would you rather give up movies or TV shows for the rest of your life, and why?
This is more of a you question.
Yeah, because I'm a sucker for TV shows, but I also love movies.
Yes,
Um,
two different forms of media.
For sure.
yeah, that's a tough one. I'm thinking of all the shows I would give up. I would probably give up. Movies.
Oh,
I-
okay.
Yeah, there's so many good TV shows out there that I'm a sucker for watching a show over and over after I watched the entire series, and I still get that same type of like you know what I mean, like first time watching it. But yeah,
I hear you, and I'm gonna say the only reason I'm gonna say I would rather give up movies is because I think TV shows would get greenlit faster than a movie would. At least get a pilot, where I think if a movie, I think it's a little bit harder to get off the ground and at least get it distributed. I know that for sure. And where, not gonna say we're gonna ever run out of ideas, but I feel like TV shows would run a lot longer than movies would. Attention spans, unfortunately, the way that content's being formed nowadays, I think you're more likely to get a lot of views and money pushed towards like the YouTube series, limited series, rather than a full-blown feature movie. So don't get me wrong, I like movies more.
right? No, for sure.
Just because it makes that the creator, you have to put your story in this one box rather than you get to drag something out or maybe even fix something later down the line. So it's a little bit more tougher challenge, but I think content-wise, I would give up movies for TV shows.
Well, yeah, with TV shows, obviously you get a lot more character development, and the story can change as you go. Where like a movie doesn't quite have that. Like I think of a show like The Bear. Not that it changes, but each season is styled in a different way, and the formula can change. With a movie, if you were to halfway through swap it, or even if you make a sequel and it's different, people just criticize it. But with TV shows, it's kind of accepted that you can kind of change the formula. Characters can come in and out, and it's kind of allowed. The only thing for me, there's less heartbreak with TV shows because you go in knowing that it's going to end, where a TV show you can get invested and not want it to end.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you go see a movie, you go, I got 2.5 hours here, and there may or may not be another one. But yeah, TV shows can break your heart.
100%.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think you've cried more on TV than you have the movies for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I watch a lot of older. I don't watch a lot of new things out.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And it depends also what you want to get invested more in. I feel like with movies, they might seem longer, but a TV show is actually more longer, if that makes sense, because there's back in the older times of watching TV shows, there was like 24 or so episodes. That's a lot of investment. What now? 13 might be the most episodes you get now. What with movies, they're more 2 or 3 hours. So it depends what you want to invest more in. What I feel like TV shows, you get more development. I think the story is normally better. What movies, you kind of have to enhance the time for it to kind of rush, but it depends what you...
And as well, movies need to have something kind of big happen. Like you think of any good TV show, let's say a sitcom, for instance, there'd be nothing in an individual episode of a sitcom that could warrant a movie. You know,
No.
like if you made if Friends was a movie and not a TV show, what would it even be about? Like, how could you?
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, what would Seinfeld be if they decide to make a movie instead of a show? It'd be nothing.
Nothing.
Like, it'd be what is this thing?
Yeah.
So some things only work in show format because you can spend a whole episode with people trying to catch a fly inside their little drug lab. Like,
Yeah.
You just can't do that in a movie. It wouldn't make sense. No one would want to watch it.
Yep, that's very true.
Okay, question 14.
Would you rather see the same actors in every movie for the rest of your life, or different actors but the same movie franchise?
Or just say, or same movie. So
Same movie.
So
new
same-
movies, same actors, or same actor, same movie, different actors.
I'm gonna say same
Same
movie.
Oh,
You're gonna see? We're already disagreeing.
Yeah.
see?
what are you gonna say?
I was
Same
gonna-
movie, different actor?
Yeah, just because I feel like different people could bring different instances to the roles. Denzel Washington's gonna be different than Morgan Freeman. Even though they're both legends in the game, you're gonna get two completely different feels out of those characters.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, that's a great point.
In which the same that's a great I'm gonna have to use that question
That
one
is a
day.
good-
It's like, do you want to see Fast and the Furious 1 recasted every year, or do you want
Right.
to see the cast of the Fast and the Furious do the Odyssey and then do like Titanic and then do like every other movie? But it's like, you know,
It's like-
Vin Diesel's the lead character in every movie.
Yeah.
Like oof.
Yeah, because I was definitely gonna say same actors in every movie, but
Yeah.
I think not every. Different actors, same movie. Because kind of like what you're saying, you're gonna get like a different.
You have the opportunity to at least get a different tone or different
Yeah.
change. So it's a great question
Yeah.
though, for sure. I had maybe think
What would be the move? Oh, we have a question from T.
Hey, T.
what's going on, T?
Hello there. What would be the movie that you would like to see cast and have different people in it?
I would need something with a lot of people in it. I would say something like an Inception, maybe. I like Inception, just because you could take different characters and just different, essentially realities in that case, I guess, if you want to go that far in depth, and bring them in as well. So I'd pay to see Vin Diesel in Odyssey. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get, right? So
Yeah.
but I would say I'd probably go Inception for sure. I think there's just a lot of different ways you could bring in different people, and even if it's the same role, it could feel different with someone else.
Yes.
doing it.
So, who would you like to see play Leonardo's role for the first time? Could you imagine someone like Matt Damon doing that, or Ryan Gosling, or I'm trying to think of other people?
I was just gonna say Chris Hemsworth, but I don't know if he would like.
He's a little bit. He's still too stoic.
Yeah.
No,
he wouldn't be good.
Probably not. He's just because he's kind of getting up there a little bit. I would love to see RDJ. I think RDJ could have pulled it off. Like I said, I know he's just getting a little bit slower, but probably like 10 years ago, I think he would have been perfect for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He has enough wit.
next-
behind it.
Next question's a bit strange. And ignore the typo. I just changed it to make a bit more sense, and I got mistyped it.
If your life depends on it, recommend a movie to mask a stranger. If they like, you live. If they don't,
Yeah, ignore the spelling. I can't type.
That's okay.
We got for sure. If you got to recommend one,
And my life is on.
Yeah, so you don't know anything about this stranger, so you can't tell their gender, ethnicity, age. It's just that you know nothing about them, and you have one movie, and if they like it, you survive. If they don't, You do what are you gonna give them?
Ooh.
I mean, is it a male or female? Like, because okay, let me think. Let me take a. Do you have one? I don't know if I'm going something recent or something that
Like a little bit older.
yeah,
That's something that everybody would.
that you just can't go wrong with watching.
That's hard. That's another great question because you don't. Because you always want to give those openers, right? And it's crazy you say that is because a lot of people be like, "Is this a good movie?" And I'm like, I don't know anything
Subjective.
about it. Yeah, like I
something
don't like.
I like it.
Right, something that I liked towards it. If I had to recommend a movie,
I'm trying to think. For some reason, the first thing that popped up, just because it's semi recent, is Hail Mary. That's like one of the things that's recently popped up. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit more well seasoned. That,
but I think that's a good one.
Because you got to factor in, like, you might go a long movie and then you've annoyed this person.
yeah, right.
So
right.
it's like there's so many things you got to factor in, and you're like, oh, do I just go with something safe, like
Zach's here
like
too.
the most what everyone's favorite movie, like I don't know, the number one movie on IMDb, or you just go with something you're like, they're gonna laugh at this. Let's just pick something like. It's
I would-
tough
Good to see you, Zach.
Maybe.
Thanks for joining.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I feel like that. Yeah, I would recommend that one
There you go.
because you're gonna, or Bad Boys 2.
Oh, yes, Foreign
Yeah.
Scott. Legendary movie.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
finally
You
gonna
still need
No,
to
I'm
watch
finally
it.
gonna watch it. I've downloaded it. I'm flying from here to Orlando in a few months. I'm gonna watch it on the plane.
You need to watch Life is
Yeah, I have about
Life
20 hours of flights of hours on planes to waste, so I'll be watching it then.
Hello, Zach. Thanks for joining.
But yeah, that's a good one right there because I
Yeah.
feel like it gives us established characters. Will Smith, it's like you don't know who Will Smith is. It's kind of, I mean, we're kind of already in the gutter at that point, right? But I think it gives us enough. It's enough comedy, enough action, and it wraps up pretty nicely too. It's not long either, so
right.
that's actually a good one.
Okay, question 16.
Right.
What's the show you could just put on in the background and never get sick of it?
I'm a cartoon person, so
Oh yeah, he watches the old school cartoons all day.
what's yours?
What, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're gonna say, honestly.
In the background, so one is Living Single.
Yeah.
That I watch it over and over. Or Grey's Anatomy. That,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We won't talk about the many times I have watched it from start to finish.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So it depends on what I'm in the mood for. Because I've seen so much I don't have to pay attention. So just, yeah, I would say one of those two.
And it's funny because recently I've been trying to watch more stuff, even when I'm editing. But I'm noticing that if it's something I've never seen before, I can't put it on in the background, quote unquote. I have to kind of be locked in. So I'm a Nickelodeon kid. Any Nickelodeon, if I'm editing, there's always a Nickelodeon show in the background. Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Rugrats, just so I could have something in the background going while I'm focusing on editing and what have you.
T wants to know if you watched Grey's Anatomy more than once, start to finish.
How many times, if you could think?
So I'm up to season 22. We'll just start there.
That's crazy.
When I stopped it, that's because they didn't have any more. But I have watched it how many times? I mean, from start to finish, over 5.
Wow.
Over 5.
I did it with her once. Pregnancy, right? Yeah, when she got
That was
pregnant.
2019.
Yeah, we sat and watched it, and at first I was like, "Man, I'm not gonna get into this." And then it was me. It was me rushing home, ready to try to turn it
Oh,
on.
you got hooked.
I got hooked in it.
He said, "You can put the show on if you want. If you want to." I'm like, I knew you were invested.
So no, I was in it for sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
actually going to be starting it, watching it from the very beginning, just because there's more seasons out. I'm going to
There you
be
go,
starting
T.
it.
T knows ball.
I love the show.
I guess the big question is that have you got into the pit as well?
No, it's someone recommended to me in the Discord too, and I put it on my watch list. And again, with the movies and everything, it's just TV shows be on my backlog, but it's definitely I'm gonna put it on her watch list though for sure.
I don't think I've heard of it.
The Pit, yeah, no, I've only heard glorious things about it so far.
Oh wow, his wife water broke with
My
him.
wife.
Water broke. I'm guessing Meredith's the character in the show.
Yeah,
she's a main character.
the main one. That's
That-
crazy.
that is pretty cool.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's what's up, team. I love that.
And do you prefer House or Grey's Anatomy?
Ooh, I watched House before
Mhm.
Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah.
but I definitely prefer Grey's Anatomy. So much more
Okay.
drama. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to start it again very soon because I'm reminiscing on all like the beginning seasons. It's such a good show. Some people hate it because it's like, oh, it's not really realistic what happens in the hospital. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
That's what you watch The Pit for if you want a realistic diagnosis, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check it out.
So this next one's a can go many different ways.
Okay.
What is the best movie in your opinion ever made? Not necessarily your favorite movie, but which movie you think is the best ever made movie?
All right.
Best movie ever made, in my opinion. Yeah,
That's a hard one.
it's so hard.
For me, I go as just some ideas. I always go to the Titanic. I don't think I've ever. I just
You haven't seen Forrest Gump yet?
I know I haven't seen that, but I don't think Titanic is my favorite movie, but I think it, in my opinion, is like the best movie ever made. It's at the time it was long, it was epic. The stars that were in it, the lack of visual effects and the real effects. I just think that to me is kind of so groundbreaking for cinema.
I like that. I was leaning. I liked Forrest Gump, and then I saw the poster. I have to go Jurassic Park. I gotta go Jurassic Park. One, I think it launched a lot of folks, and it kind of spearheaded a lot of especially like practical effects. Obviously,
Yes.
it's a one of one. I think it's glorious. I think it's a lot of people's top 10 ever as well. And I think it's just so groundbreaking in the movie industry. I think that's an easy answer for me for sure.
Did
Jurassic
you like
Park.
the other ones as much?
Kind of. So, like, I liked when like the first Chris Pratt one that came out. Like, I like his when it started kind of dying off. But the most recent one that came out with Scarlett Johansson, a lot of people really didn't like it as much, and I actually liked it. It was actually fighting to be in my top 10 last year, but it didn't make it, unfortunately. It had Ali in it as well. Like I said, it had a lot of good actors in it, and I think obviously with technology you can only do so much more at this point. But they're okay. They're not like it's not like I'll have to rush to go see it, but I'll definitely spend my hard-earned money on it though for sure.
I mean, like I said, these are just my opinions. So, Free Willy is.
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen that in years.
Oh, that takes me back.
Yes, I love that movie.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, I watch it. I force the kids to watch it with me. I'm like, you guys gotta I love the movie so much. Or The Sandlot.
Oh yeah.
I would say those are some like the best movies in that time.
I can't get mad at those.
Yeah.
Question 18.
Do you think Hollywood has ran out of ideas, and why? Or they might not have?
I don't think they have. I think what happens is you have this inner motivation in you, right? If you're a filmmaker or a film creator, you already have a baseline from somewhere else. You can't get off that baseline as much as you want. And I think people are trying to do their own spin on things and what have you. I think when people get to the new idea situation is like the remakes, especially like the live action remakes, especially on Disney side specifically. I feel like Disney's too big of a powerhouse to continuously go down that road. But overall ideas, you still get originality still to this day. So I don't think they're running out of ideas. I just think more people have to be willing and open to go see the originality. But yeah, no, for sure.
Like new, yeah. I mean, on that take, it makes sense. But from what I've seen out, I'm like, come up with something new. You know, that's kind of how I've been feeling. Just for a lot of like remakes that they do, or they're doing a sequel to a movie where I'm like, I didn't ask for a sequel, nor do I care. Like The Devil Wears Prada, I didn't care for a second one personally, and so I tend to think like, you know, there's no new ideas. But on your point, like I can see.
But even that being the case, it's like you're still getting people who are grabbing a lot more book adaptations. I feel like are coming out more now too. Even if they're not adapting it fully, they're still getting a lot of inspiration from it. So I mean, again, I personally don't think that they're losing out a lot of ideas. It's just like comedy. As a comedian, you're naturally gonna, especially if you have someone that you listen to on a regular basis that you looked up to, it's gonna flow at some point into that type of way. The creative part, or the people who launch into that other stratosphere, is when you build your own lane and start creating your own originality, which is hard. That's why everybody can't do it, for sure.
For this year, what do you feel like has been an original idea that you've liked?
I wouldn't say it's an original idea. Again, see, it's not original idea, but the spin that they had did on it, on Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh yes, I agree with
that. Again, it's about AI and AI taking over, right? But the way that Sam Rockwell spins it, I feel like I haven't seen it like that in a movie yet. You know what I mean? He's coming from the future, and he's not necessarily knocking it, but he's obviously trying to warn us throughout the. She hasn't seen it yet, unfortunately, but it is on the list.
No spoilers now.
Yeah, I went to go see it for an unseen AMC movie, and I was kind of blown. I was like, because it was early in the year, and I was kind of blown away a little bit. So something like that. So, but again, seeing a lot more book adaptations, which I'm cool with because I'm not a reader. Yeah. So please, if they want to bring out more books, I'm totally good with that.
Yeah, that's my area.
Did you think The Back Rooms was an original idea? Because I thought it was.
I thought it was too, and even something like that. That's a good idea because it's like that was based off of an original idea, right? Like I think it was like the YouTube series, and then they just made it into a full feature film. So I thought it was too, and then I did my research during the review, and then I was like, oh, they have like this long-standing history on it. So, but stuff like that, like I'm okay with stuff coming out like that because, again, it sparks the interest, and you never know what other interest will spark off of it.
If you had an original idea for a show or movie, what would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't have any original because all mine would be from what I read in the book, and that's not like original.
That's how you're grabbing from?
Yeah, but so like original.
I don't know. I would have to sit and really think. Mine would definitely have to play with time a little bit because I would want to put something or someone in a out-of-box situation. You know what I mean? I would want to either pull someone from the past and bring them in, but I don't know what my original idea would be. That I would have to sit and think, or maybe even get a good writer to sit and think with me to bounce stuff off the wall. But no, that I think about that stuff a lot though.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not even thinking about it. Now I've been thinking about movies for the last about hour and a half.
Because you think it's like something original. At least I'd be thinking this original idea, and I'm like, no, that's what I read.
Right, right. Or you start getting bits and pieces put together, and it's like, well, damn, I just grabbed it from both of those two. Right. So no, I totally agree. I don't know. It'd definitely be something sports round. So around the sports way, maybe somebody found like a secret, like a type of serum that they had to hold on to. And that now they're in the sporting world and now they're making all this money or what have you. Something like that. But yeah. I don't know. I would have to dig a little bit. That's a good question too.
Yeah.
Cool things to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. 20.
If you could have any actors or actresses' career, who would it be and why?
My first thought was like Zendaya, but I'd probably say Keke Palmer. I would have her career. I mean, because she can sing, she can act. She has her like TV show. Like, she's just super talented. I would have her career for sure.
I like a Idris Elba probably, just because he's amazing. First off, but he takes a lot of like different roles too. And he's
I've
definitely
noticed that with him too. Yeah.
he doesn't mind standing in the back too. He doesn't always have to be top of the list on the sheet or what have you. But when he's in the movie, he still takes like the scene. Like he can still take a scene away in an instant. So I probably his route just because I'm not gonna say he doesn't say no to anything because he probably does. But he's more willing and open to at least. And he DJs too, I think, right? Yeah, I think he DJs too. So
Does he?
I think so. Yeah, he does DJ. Yeah. So again, he's just more than just his one self. And listening to his interviews and how he is super appreciative about everything and everyone he's around, like it's hard not to root for him or to try to be on his side for sure.
If you could only be in one project of your both choices, what would it be?
In only one genre?
Probably have to go rom-com. Have to be.
I mean, we can get an action movie.
Yeah, I feel like that's just like the ultimate go-to, right? But yeah, I'll probably say rom-com though.
I mean, or like a thriller romance type. I don't know how that would like little thriller suspense.
Like a Challengers.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that plot point,
Right,
but
right,
just
right.
having like obviously a romance angle towards it, but having a thrilling like suspense behind it.
Where you kind of like the up and down. Like, wait, I think that'd be good.
I like that.
21.
Who is the greatest actor or actress of all time?
My first thought was Denzel, which I still no.
Yeah. No. I'm saying yes.
Oh, but because that might be yours, Viola Davis.
Mm.
That woman can act. That woman, yeah.
They was in Fences together, and that movie is very, very, very underrated.
Oh, so passionate.
Great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Denzel, like she said, for sure. I want to get an actress too in here. Who did I? Oh, Angela Bassett. I am tripping.
My gosh, yeah.
I'm going crazy over here.
I love her. How did I not?
Angela Bassett for sure. Again, someone like we talked about earlier that goes into a movie and that you trust what she's going to be put into. Angela Bassett's definitely one of them. And
oh my gosh, yeah.
the fact that hearing her talk about her being in the Black Panther movies, like it just warms my heart, man. Because she loved being in. How she talks about Chadwick, just so super dope. So for sure, greatest of all time for me.
Jake, you kind of already asked this question. It said if you could make any movie tomorrow, what would you make? But I guess it doesn't. He asked original, but I guess it doesn't have to be. It's like if you could make a sequel, a prequel, a spin-off, or a new idea. We gave you infinite budget and you could have anyone cast in it. What would you do?
I would want Christopher Nolan to come in and make me like a sports thriller movie. I know he does like a lot of historical stuff. I feel like if he get like Michael Jordan just did a documentary, well, not just, but in COVID, he did a documentary called The Last Dance with him and his teammates.
Great.
If Christopher Nolan was to do a movie, something like that, I think that would be insane. Now it'd be hard because obviously you're kind of trying to react to certain like sports points, but I think he would be able to pull it off for sure. So that would definitely be my director. We would definitely have to sit and chat, whatever he's most comfortable with. But I think if I could get him into a historical event around a sport, I think we got gold there.
That'd be cool. I love a sports movie too, so I'm with you on that one. Or even like a movie, like I guess there's some shows and movies do it, but like a sports movie where they focus a lot more on like what it takes to get the athlete to where they are and what goes on behind the scene, like whether it's their entourage, it's the family trouble, it's whatever it is. Because a lot of them focus on the accolades on the field, where like maybe like some kind of epic movie about what's happening off the field that gets them to be. I don't know exactly what story you'd go with, but yeah, I think a lot of sports movies kind of focus on the sport. There's the alarm.
Absolutely. So now that definitely would be mine. What would you make?
I don't know. I mean, I would bring a story from a book to life. You know, I would, and if I could choose one, either anything Kennedy Ryan or The Last Letter. I know you guys probably don't know anything about these books, but The Last Letter, because I cried so hard. I love a good movie that can get me into tears. And so I would probably say that movie, just because it experiences loss and heartache and rebuilding trust and rebuilding family. And yeah, I feel like that'd be a good one.
Mel knows Kennedy.
Oh yeah, yes, anything Kennedy Ryan. I'm like, put it out there, I'll watch.
Oh, missing a few questions here. Melody and it said, "Oh my god, I love the heartbreak in the movie channel," and then followed up with, "We stand Kennedy Ryan."
There you go.
She's
Is she an author?
she's an author.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So glad to see and hear you all. You guys have to watch one back from the beginning. Much respect. Have a good night.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
T.
T, appreciate you, dog.
I want to ask another question about the sports. Could you think of like a sport event or like something that hasn't been in a movie like yet that you think would work? Like, I don't know, a recent Super Bowl win or a comeback story or something that hasn't became a movie or TV show yet.
Yeah, there's actually a situation going on now, and I'm curious to see how it plays out. But there's a guy down in Texas. He went to Texas Tech University, and he got suspended for gambling. He had a gambling addiction in college.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to figure out a way to get back into the NFL. Like the Texas, now they're going like to the state about getting him because in Texas, football is like glory, basically. It's like football, church. And then so something like that, like very keying, very like gambling, I think is obviously, that's a big thing for people. And if he does come to because he's like a good player too, that's another thing. So if he comes to the NFL and has success, but he's still being scrutinized for what he did in college, it's like, can someone really, if you're really trying to build someone up and really trying to get them to be the best person, like, all right, now we're here, are you gonna let him have that opportunity? So something like that I would want to grab and try to see. Again, it's literally playing out as we go now. We don't even know if he's going to be playing this year, but that's something I would watch closely and definitely try to make it emphasizing the Hollywood aspect for sure.
Sure.
So with your movie in the sporting thing, would you make it more about one singular athlete, or would you make it about a team overcoming the odds? What would you think would work better?
So I would say I'd probably do about one person, but then his teammates, right? Example, let's do something like biopic about LeBron James. But who is LeBron's high school teammates? What are they doing now? I know one of his best teammates is his like sports agent or management or what have you.
Rich Paul.
Right. What were they doing in high school? What was their day-to-day look like? Why didn't they go to the NBA? Those are things I think. I know they've done like small documentaries on, but if you do it in a movie form, that just makes it more accessible for people to come out and check it out for sure.
Zach said he would make an African-American folklore adventure. I'm naive. I have no clue what that would be about. So
you would have to do a lot of this, because the one thing about I feel like historicals is that people nitpick them a lot more than anything else. I feel like, at least even more like comic book movies, anything historical, if it's something wrong or if something was said incorrectly, like you will get lit up.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the Odyssey a little bit was kind of going through. I try to stay away from it a little bit, but they were just saying like how history wasn't matching as much. So, but
man, I'd watch it. Don't even like sports. So you've sold someone. You got one customer.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
So I like it. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you.
Question number 23. Go, Jacob.
What is a movie you think is due for a reboot or sequel?
I just thought about this a couple days ago.
great minds think alike.
Oh, obviously it's a Christmas movie though, so it had to be around Christmas time.
Which one?
I would love for them to reboot or to remake Turbo Man.
Oh, that is my favorite.
Oh,
Jingle All the Way is my favorite, like maybe favorite movie.
All
of
the
all
way.
time.
Like I know, like it's glory. Like because they try to do like a number 2 or something.
Yeah,
weird.
it's horrible. It's so-
Yeah, it's terrible. But if they were, and I know he's not like a lot of people weren't. This was before he was doing what he was doing. But I think if The Rock would have got into that role and did a really good remake, I think it could have really done well. But again, I'm not like pressing for it again. But I think if someone got their hands on it, because again, it was so grounded when it came out. Like it was very simple, but it was very effective. And then obviously you got Schwarzenegger in it, which that took it up nuclear. And then that was my introduction to Sinbad. I didn't know who Sinbad was until then. And then I started listening to his stand-ups, and now I'm like the biggest Sinbad fan. So that was something that was always on the back of my mind.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. I've thought about that, how it would work, because I guess some of those movies from the 90s only work because technology didn't exist. So like you think of Home Alone.
Yeah.
If that happened today, they'd be like, message the kid on his iPad.
right.
Oh, we're right. Like it just doesn't work. But like with that, I for a long time, you know, the idea of like things selling out and not being able to get toys really hasn't been a thing, because you can buy things online, you get it delivered to your door the next day.
Right.
But like I'm trying to think how it worked. But to me, that movie is such a reminder of a childhood, because I remember toys actually selling out, and like you'd worry that you'd miss out. And I feel like kids these days don't have that. Nothing really sells out anymore. Like you can always find a way of getting it. But this idea of, you know, going and getting the toy, putting on layaway or storing it away, and just so it's there on Christmas, it's such a special moment. I think I'm glad that there's someone else that likes this movie. I don't know anyone else. Everyone I speak to has not seen it. So
No,
Turbo.
it's a Christmas staple in this household. Absolutely.
I watched it the first time last year.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I think it's like 3 years ago at the shop, I bought a life-size Turbo Man doll. So I got, and it's exactly like the movie, has all the same things. I kept in the box, and then my son convinced me to take it out. And I was like, the joy he gets out of playing with it is way more than the joy of me keeping it in the box.
Right.
100%. Yeah, I got some remember the baby was younger. I'm a big Power Rangers guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm huge, and because that's what I grew up with. And we got like the set. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't like nothing limited. And then my daughter picked them up, and I was like, man, I didn't really want to take them out the box. But then she was playing with them, and I was like, nah, this is way better feeling than it could be just me looking at it the box. So
yeah, and I didn't want to keep it in the box because I thought it would lose gain. Like I didn't want to lose value. I just like the idea of it being in the box, because in the movie, that's the whole, like it's in the box. And I wanted to get the wrapping paper, the Turbo Man wrapping paper, and just rip it off a bit so you could see it, and I'd put it under the tree every year.
that's nice.
But, yeah,
I love that.
I just thought it'd be so cool. Every year you see it sitting under the tree, and it'd be cool. But yeah, it's not in the box anymore. But the kids love it.
Nice.
And Miss Mudd, what's your
You know, I'm very hard on leaving movies, you know, how they
Yeah,
are.
you are.
But if I did choose, Look Who's Talking To, I believe that's the one with the dogs, if I'm not mistaken. That's John Travolta and is that Christy Allen?
Never seen that one.
Yeah, no, I'm a sucker. Those are good movies. I would maybe say that. I mean, it's two dogs. I don't know what kind of dog is the main dog, and then like a poodle. And so they communicate with each other, and so you're kind of just having the movie through them, but also there's like another storyline going on with Chrissy Allen and John Travolta, because they meet in the first one.
And then the voices.
No, they're actually.
Oh, they're actually in the movie.
Yeah, they're now like a couple, and the son wanted a dog, so they just went to the pound, got a dog, and the dog is like, "Oh, you smell like rocks. Let me hop in the back." And it's fun. It's I don't know when it came out. I would maybe say that movie. I don't know. I don't think anybody has seen it. Yeah, but maybe.
Yeah. I think I have. I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, it came out such a long time ago. maybe that one. But if it didn't, I'd be okay because I think how movies are made, I like the originality of it, and I have a hard time when they are remade to fresher times, and I'm like, no.
I think the one also, because I want it done the right way, because it's been so clunky because it's been rebooted. I think it's in a reboot now. I want the Tron franchise to be rebooted, like just make it like linear. Can we just get to what we want to do and make it all the way through? Because I like again, a lot of people didn't like Tron Ares last year. I liked it more than others did, but again, it had no connection with the previous Tron movie whatsoever, and I really like that one, a Legacy. And so I don't know. I think that's just one that was always in the back of my mind. I feel like that has free money ready to be printed, but I don't know. They just have a hard time getting it off the ground.
Zach has added that he thinks they should redo some animated classics like the Iron Giant, Treasure Planet.
Very good picks.
Yeah,
Iron Giant would be cool.
yeah, I remember watching it. I couldn't tell you what happens in it. Treasure Planet, I like. I think we talked to Zach about this. He loves Treasure Planet,
Yeah.
or even what's that other one where it's like Atlantic, the Lost City of Atlantis? Like I remember that kind of like maybe that's due for a reboot too. Like kids will probably never see that now. That's just gone. So unless they remake it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we've got a question from a viewer.
Thank you.
Who is an actor or actress you cannot wait to see a biopic for?
Woo. That's a good one too.
Yeah, might be a hard one. I'm not big on biopics,
That's true.
personally. So I don't know. Viola Davis, or I would like to see, or Angela Bassett, just kind of where they're growing up, where they started, how they got into the, like, I think that would be kind of interesting, their trials and tribulations or whatever that they faced in the industry. And
Heavy hitters. Yeah, those are two
Yeah.
good ones. For me, I would have to emotionally get ready, like legit, like probably like a week of emotionally getting ready. I would love to see someone pull off a biopic of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think he was on a legendary run. I don't think there's, again, a movie that I've seen that I did not like of his performance. And I think he's just how his life and career ended. Again, I don't think a lot of people really understand the significance of during that time. My man was stage 4, still working on, movies. You know what I mean?
like action type movies.
Yeah. So, yeah, that Chadwick would definitely be the one. Again, I would be in there probably sobbing as soon as the movie started,
Yeah.
like legit. Because again, there's not a lot of people. I look at the movie screen and I see me. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people use that as, seeing the representation. But seeing him talk and how he treated other, like just random people, he always said, "Hey, you need to know the CEO and you need to know the janitor."
Yeah.
And I take that into any forum that I walk into. So that's a good one, Mel. I definitely would take that one.
I actually believe that if Chadwick Boseman didn't pass away, Marvel were kind of gearing him to be the face of Marvel. So I often wonder if he didn't pass away, what would Marvel be like? And I actually think he would have been like the face. Personally, and that's what I think. I always wonder what it would have been like, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because he commanded the screen. He really wanted to move everything forward, and I think, because obviously we're seeing everybody come back, right? We're obviously seeing everybody come back, but I think he would have been on that top upper echelon as well. So, no, I completely agree with you on that, man. It's true tragedy.
What do you think is what's your favorite Chadwick Boseman movie or project?
Oh, obviously.
I mean, BP. I mean, that's obviously
Yeah.
the easiest.
Yes.
Well, you
I
go.
was going to say, but if we're not choosing Black Panther, I love them in 42.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be my choice.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
easy. Because I always knew who Jackie Robinson was. I knew the extent of it. Again, seeing is believing, right? And now I actually get to see this, and that made me deep dive in even more, and just into his history and what have you. And so, again, phenomenal for sure. But I agree for 42.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tiff?
I was gonna say, Jacob, do you want to? the question was asked. Do we want to answer this question? If what's a
Yeah.
biopic you'd like to see?
I think the relationship between Matt Damon and Ben Affleck would be interesting to watch, like to see how the relationship formed in the storyline of how they formed that team up. I think that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, like how they met, because what they were friends in like college or something, and then they
I don't know.
went through and wrote like Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
So I think so, but yeah, that'd be cool. I can think of one that was made that I wish was made, like either was made differently or they continued. It's weird that I can also dislike and like something at the same time, but I like the show about The Rock. I can't remember what it was called, but they showed like he.
Oh, Nate Jackson was in it too. I remember what you're talking about. That it was like a
and they didn't finish it, and I kind of wish it was better in one way because it was definitely, I don't think, accurate and embellished and try to be funny, and it was kind of weird that The Rock was the president and he was telling the story about
Him becoming president?
Yeah, so it was like truthful as a biopic, but false in the sense of the circumstances the biopic was taking place.
Yeah.
So I either wish
I
that
heard that
continued on and we got to see the rest of it, or that didn't exist and we redid another one of how The Rock got to where he is. Because I'm not the biggest fan of The Rock, but I think it's pretty inspirational where he came from to where he is. So
100%. So no, that's a good one for sure. I remember the show. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they canceled it actually. Yeah. So they we had a friend, not a friend. I shouldn't say that, but we have someone that lives in our city. He was on the show. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
And he was on the show. But yeah, he talked about they didn't go back, or he didn't get recast, I should say. So.
I really liked it because it was filmed where we live on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Oh, nice.
So like most of the scenes that were meant to be like Miami, that was here, and you're spotting like, oh, that's the local park, and oh, that's the beach here, and it was I enjoyed watching it to try and pick out the places that were where we lived.
I love that.
It's like what's the new movie coming out with
Owen Wilson.
With Owen Wilson and the dude from Reacher, or Jack Ryan, one of those, the massive dude. I can't remember his name.
Dude, yeah.
And that movie's filmed where we live. Is where I reckon it's nearly all filmed on the Gold Coast. It just says it's Brisbane, but it's not. But yeah, so I love watching movies and seeing places that we live because most of the time they're pretending to be somewhere different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where like, you know, if you're from New York and they make a movie in New York, it's meant to be New York. It's not pretending to be something else.
Yeah, right. Can't really hide it either, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is actually the last question, and then from then, if Jacob's got anything additional to ask, but this is the last official question when it comes up.
What is a video game or book you would like to see become a movie, and why?
So you could do the book. You kind of said
yeah, there's
Kennedy Ryan. What was it called?
If Kennedy Ryan, it's the Skyland series. It is becoming a TV show. It's just taking forever to get out. But it was
video.
I know. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, but we're gonna scratch that because I'm gonna say Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. If my readers out there in the chat, if you guys know what I'm talking about,
that name sounds familiar.
That book, it's like there's romance. It's like it's a romance thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
You like it?
Yes, it literally has trigger warnings because if you've experienced certain things, it's like don't read it. And this book had my jaw on the floor. So that's one. Yeah.
I would say video game, just because I have a legit video working on this. I'm hoping to get this out like beginning of September. Because we're kind of already on the Mario movie wave right now, right? And Nintendo's with Illumination. I really, really think a Super Smash Brothers movie would do really well if it was kind of correlated, right? Obviously, the Mario movies are doing well. Star Fox was just in Mario, you know. DK was in the first one. You already have the first half of the roster already set and ready to go. And I know a lot of people complained about depth and not having a lot of good storylines. I feel like this gives them the opportunity maybe to go a little bit more deeper because obviously the first Super Smash was way back when. And so you could kind of cater to them a little bit more, cater to the older audience, but also still the younger audience, because it's, you know, you still got Mario and everybody in it. So that's definitely my video game one. That's an easy billion for Illumination.
What would be the story of that? How's that work?
So there's and that's actually what the video is about. So they could either be about them finding each other, or there's called the Master Hand. That's the boss per se, just a big magical hand. The hand is actually making all the characters turn into these like crystallized figures or statues or what have you, and so they're trying to stop that hand from doing it. They've already kind of shown glimpses of Star Fox being able to move galaxies, so you're already showing that you could bring people into other people's worlds. So just a common enemy going around taking over, and they got to try to take them out. So it's just now having a linear path to try to get there with them.
Now we've got a comment from Zach. He'd like to see a biopic of Asada Shakur. I don't know who that is. Is that related to Tupac? No.
Yeah, I'm not. Is that mom?
I don't know who.
I don't know who that is.
Let's look it up.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
It's after 9 p.m. My brain is on.
After graduation, she was adopted the name Asada Shakur. It is a Black Panther Party began.
Oh, okay, yeah.
American activist who is a member of the Black Panther Party and Liberation Army.
Fair enough.
That would be interesting. I've never heard.
I would like a movie of the whole Black Panther Party, and just kind of, especially the one on the West Coast. I know a lot of them started, or when they kind of migrated over as well. I think that would be something I definitely would like to. I'd be kind of curious, like how it would be, like especially releasing wise, especially in this climate of the world per se. But controversy it creates. So I would definitely check it. That was a good one, Zach, for sure.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, that's the end of the formal questions. We've probably got another 10 or so minutes before we have to wrap it up. Any additional questions you'd like to ask Jacob off the top of your head?
I guess a big question that comes to mind, what is a movie that you've been to the cinemas that you weren't expecting to be good, and then you were surprised, and then you went, wow, it kind of blew you away with how good it was?
Ooh, now I gotta think, because I know it was a recent one. Do you have one?
Kind of.
I'm trying to think.
And so Project Hail Mary, and it just because I knew nothing about it, I didn't know about the book, and then Ryan Gosling, obviously I think he's an A-tier actor, and
he's Ghost Rider now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And when I went into it, I was like, I really, really enjoyed it because it was just him, and he had to make sure that he kind of took the movie over really at one point. And so
yeah,
I honestly think that one was probably my one. There is one though, King Arthur.
Oh,
or Arthur the King. I'm sorry.
Dog, right?
Yeah, it's a Mark Wahlberg movie that came out in 2024. And was he in Australia? I felt like he was. I think he will. So it's a Mark Wahlberg movie, and he's doing like an Amazing Race, right? With him and his team. It has Sean.
Oh, yeah. It's about the dog. The dog helps.
Yeah. And so they find a dog on the way through the Amazing Race, and this dog is following them all the way through. And then about halfway through the movie, the race is over. So now they're trying to get the dog with them back to America. And I was not expecting like some of the scenes. Like it had one of the most crazy scenes I think I've still seen with them on a tight wire, just in the middle of the forest. And I'm thinking like, how the hell did they shoot this scene? Because it looks completely real, like they're really out there. And I still think, and I watched it again probably about a year ago, and it's a really good movie. Again, Mark Wahlberg isn't giving like any Oscar-worthy performance or anything like that, but it really kind of blew me away because I wasn't expecting anything going into it. But then leaving the movie, I was like, oh, that was truly amazing, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hail Mary for sure, I would say, just because I'm psyched. It wasn't nowhere near on my radar of something I wanted to watch. But Another one would be, even though I love my rom-coms, this one wasn't under the test. No, what is it called? Me and Tuscany.
Me, You, and Tuscany. Yeah.
I wasn't super gung ho about wanting to see it, but once we watched it, I was like, you know what, it's corny, cute. I had a good time with it.
It was Bailey? It was
Chloe Bailey.
Chloe Bailey was
No,
in.
Halle.
See,
I always get them confused.
I get them mixed up too.
I think it's Halle. Little Mermaid girl is who.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
And then the guy from Bridgerton. His name.
But yeah, that was a good one. Again, rom-com. I was low expectations going in, and then came out and was like, that was actually pretty damn well. So
Yeah.
for sure.
And so far, with your top 5 list, what would be on it so far?
Ooh,
Top 5 for sci-fi.
top 5 overall.
Oh, overall.
Movies for the year.
Because
Mm.
what we do is we build our list and then we combined it and then we release
Oh.
it. Because it kind of gives us
Yeah.
and sometimes our movies fall a lot faster than they should.
And we see so many movies. Like I'm like, oh, this movie. You go. That was last year. I'm like, oh,
So looking at because it's crazy because I look at the list like probably every beginning of the week.
yeah.
Right now we have Project Hail Mary, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Obsession, which
I
she
haven't
hasn't
seen that
seen
one.
yet.
And I probably won't.
She has to see it for sure. The Odyssey. I think the Odyssey is gonna make it. We usually give it a little bit more downtime before we rank it, but as of right now, I think it's definitely gonna slide in.
Let's see.
And then one more.
Oh, the Michael movie. Duh.
Oh yeah, Michael.
Mhm.
What? And I'm looking at the list right now. And I'm,
So
What's the worst movie you've seen this year?
was that this year?
I didn't see it though.
Was that this year? Did I take her this year to
Yeah.
see it? So there's an animated movie that came out this year.
Mhm.
It's called Pout Pout Fish. Oh my god!
Fish.
Because what we do is that we try to go ahead and look for like the more obscure like the
Yeah.
because like our biggest video on our YouTube channel is a movie called what is it called?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, The Night at the Zoopocalypse.
Yeah.
Super
Oh, yeah.
random Zoopocalypse movie, but it blew our channel up. And so this studio is called Viva Studios. It's out of Canada, and I always try to give them, the benefit of the doubt. I was like, let me go check them out really quick. And so we went to go see. She didn't go see it. I took the kids to go see Pout Pout Fish, and that was a mistake. Like I try to give animated movies the most gracious. Like I really try to, but this one was horrible. Like
The trailer tells you no, which is why I was like,
it has Nick Offerman as the lead. That should have been already my red flag right then and there. But I like Nick. He's dry
yeah,
humor,
yeah.
what have you. Like he's good to go. And we went in, and it was like a shot-for-shot remake of a Temu Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
And I'm
Oh.
like, you guys are disrespect. Like when I dropped that top 10 worst movie, like I have to make sure because again, it's not good. But non-animated, I think the worst, is Passenger.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a horror movie about when this guy's driving he's driving past a hitchhiker over and over, and then the hitchhiker ends up in his car some type of way. Again, the movie is not good whatsoever. If you ask me how it ended for like $100, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, Passenger, it just was not. It just wasn't good to me.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but maybe one that we've seen together. Cold Storage.
You didn't like
Mm-mm.
Cold
Yeah,
Storage with
The guy from Stranger Things.
yeah, had Steve from the Stranger
Steve,
Things in
yeah.
it. Again, low budget. I think that was an A24 movie too.
Was it?
I think it was an A24 movie.
Yeah.
They're good in it. The actors are good in it, but just the storyline itself, it just wasn't.
Like it wasn't. It's one of those ones where it's like it's not horrible, like it's not the worst, but it was, like okay. The endings for a movie is what if it ends horrible, it kind of throws the whole movie for me. If I feel like I didn't get a good wrap up of what you know, because wasn't it like all about a fungus?
Yeah, it's like a fungus taking over the world. It was at a cold storage. It was at a military facility that now turned into a cold storage.
Okay.
It was deep underground. I'm locked in. Like the first half of the movie, I was like, oh, we're getting
Yes.
somewhere. But then when they find but once they find out what's in the cold storage, it starts going downhill from there. So, but yeah.
And for your top 5 list, what is it that the movies have to do to make it number 1 to number 5? Like, because you have to be nitpicking when you make lists. What is it that draws the line for you two?
Sometimes we're on the same path, sometimes we're not. To me, it's how the movie made me feel. You know, from beginning to end. If it's rewatchable, that's a huge thing. Who played in it? And those are, I probably say, my top 3 of what I go into deciding what movie makes my list. I'm big on how a movie made me feel, and if I was engaged through and through.
And it's kind of almost like your mass person question. Would I recommend this movie to a mass person? Like on what level? I probably wouldn't recommend Obsession to a mass person, but I definitely would recommend Odyssey to a mass person. Again, I know it's a little bit longer movie. I would try to give them the preset, but just understanding like, hey, you're getting a lot into it. So again, rewatchability is another thing for me. I try to stay away from other critics and like maybe how much the movie made, because I know a lot of people maybe funnel that in there as some as their, as variables or what have you. But to me, it's just how it made me feel. Can I turn this on and be just as active when I was in the cinema watching it? So for sure.
Yeah.
And between Backroom and Odyssey, what was it? Obsession, sorry. What was it between those 2 movies? Because they're both horror movie, and I've actually seen the Backroom, and I want to watch the Odyssey. Obsession. What is it about those 2 movies for you? It sounds like you like Obsession more. So, what is it about Obsession that you prefer about the Backroom? Just curious.
I think I'm always big, like horror is, and I've always preferenced this about my channel. If you ever hear me, I'm the CEO of the Scary Berry Society, because I'm usually in the movie theater, especially if I'm by myself. I have my hood on and I'm just kind of in my chair, because I don't know why. I jump scares be getting me still to this day. But Obsession, though, why I think I lean into that a little bit more about horror stuff that could actually happen, right? Obviously, I mean, you're not going to get a magic stick and it breaking something could happen to that nature. But you probably have heard a horror story about an obsessive girlfriend before going overboard and over and about. Maybe not to that dramatic extent of the movie, but we have heard about people being obsessed over other people. And you just never know that line. But where it comes to the back rooms, you got to kind of suspend your belief a little bit. The thing about the back rooms, though, is that it could literally lead to anything. I feel like that has a lot bigger white canvas to draw on, especially how the movie ended.
Yes.
I think there's just so much more they could go into that, where Obsession, that movie ended and there's really nothing else. You could get the fallout, but it's not as much as, the actual movie itself, for sure.
Were you disappointed? Because I was really engaged with the back rooms. I thought it was like creepy and the atmosphere, and then I won't spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but when they introduced like the thing, I was like, it's almost comedic. I thought it was very comedic, and it turned me off the movie like once you're running away from it. So I was hoping it was more menacing.
Yep.
And then would you say that was the same for you with the back rooms?
I was taken out even before that happened. I was taken out when, and again, I'm going to try to keep it, spoiler light who haven't seen it, but the main character, he just started acting weird, acting different.
Yes.
And I remember there's a specific situation he got snatched up, And then 2 minutes later, he was like perfectly fine walking around the back rooms again. I legit turned around in my movie theater like, did I forget a part? Like, did I like fall asleep or something? Or because it just was jumping, because you could tell the third act was very rushed. You could tell they tried to get into it and try to, all right, we need to wrap this thing up at this point. Because there was that sign on the wall. You could kind of see he was leading to something. He gets snatched. Then that's when the monster or whatever that thing came. And then I was like, well, we're here now, so let's just kind of see where this goes. So he's a good actor, though. I love him as an actor. I think he did as best as he could. And again, like I said, with his therapist kind of being a part of it too, the dynamic was amazing. It's just as soon as they got too in depth, I felt like they kind of ran out of the juice a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So, but the monster that I was, or the villain, I thought there was something deeper towards it. Let me put it that way. And maybe there is, but at least from the movie, nothing came out of it that like Obsession, where I could watch it again and I could feel like I know I forgot something or I missed something in Obsession, because there was just so much going on, and a lot of it was based upon her movements and her actions rather than her talking, right? And I just know there's small things I probably missed. I definitely I want to watch again at some point.
Obsession?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make her watch it, so we'll watch it again at some point.
Well, yeah. Well, Zach says you have to go see it. You didn't see it.
It's not, because it's not scary. It's a horror movie, but it's not scary. It just makes you think.
We'll just see it with all the lights on.
Okay, that's fine. So.
And between Project Hail Mary and The Odyssey, because to me they're very similar movies. They're both about a man and their journey. Between those two movies, which one did you like the journey that we went on with our characters?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the Odyssey more, the character-wise, especially Matt Damon, because it's his men that are following next to him. You know what I mean? It's his men that he was fighting with, rather than Project Hail Mary. He kind of got thrown into it a little bit, or kind of forced. Yeah. Not forced, but
it went a sense.
And so even though he took the greater leap, Ryan Gosling's character definitely the greater leap for man and mankind. You're going through it with Matt Damon. You're seeing him lose his people. You're seeing him go against his faults. And so I remember writing in my review, and I didn't say it because it was already dragging. The review was already going to be like 15, 20 minutes. But I was moved by Matt Damon and him, because being a man and having my kids and knowing like they look up to me, I know it's on a very different scale. I would be heartbroken if something happened to them on my watch. You know what I mean? I would be heartbroken if something happened to my teammates and something on my watch. So even if it was for the greater good, for, back at our home state, I don't know. And Matt Damon's just, incredible. So he did a really good job. Again, I'm still processing it a little bit. Definitely want to watch it. Yeah. For sure. So, but definitely, like you said, though, a lot of similarities.
It is.
So Ryan Gosling, though, I think he got the short end of the stick a little bit.
Yeah. Still great movie.
Okay, well, I'm sure it's getting late where you are. We really appreciate your time. Yes. I'm going to hand over Jake if he's going to wrap this up for us.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining. Hope you enjoyed the concept of getting to know you with a twist. And I feel like we've gotten to get to know our guests with their opinions, and really enjoyed the live stream. Thank you for watching. Let the force be with you, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Later.